Game Connect.
Hello and welcome to Retro Game Connect. I'm Dan Mastriani.
And I'm always internally screaming.
Okay, well, today we're tackling a game that I'm not actually sure how well known this is, because this is a first-party Nintendo game, so I would think that everybody would know about it.
Well, everybody knows about a party.
Yes. And I mean, I certainly knew about it at the time. I
can't say I did.
I remember seeing it in Nintendo Power and ads and stuff for it, but I've also seen stuff online where people talking about people not really appreciating it, which is surprising to me, but who knows? I'm sure not everybody was reading Nintendo Power like I was, so maybe
a lot of things go underappreciated these days.
They weren't as heavily exposed
Solo
to it.
was a good movie. You guys are just mean.
I missed it. I still haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really rent movies and such, so if I don't get out to it in the theater, which I don't get to see a lot of things in the theater, then I often just don't see it.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't have any movie services or anything, so I just don't watch a lot of movies.
I mean, I don't either,
Yeah.
but I
I
have
know.
my priorities
It's
in
Star
life.
Wars, I know.
I have my priorities
Okay.
in life.
Anyhow, we're playing Yoshi's Island
Losel.
for Super Nintendo.
My friend
Like-
Jackie does a really good Yoshi impression.
Really? Interesting. I imagine it's the current Yoshi voice and not the old vacuum cleaner Yoshi voice.
How would I know?
Well, I mean, if it was vacuum cleaner voice, I imagine you would know that because it sounds very different.
Well, if it sounds like a vacuum cleaner, I'm guessing it sounds like...
Yeah. A little bit. Anyhow.
That's the sound I make when I wake up in the morning.
Wow, we're on today. Anyhow, so the concept of the platformer starring Yoshi came from the designer Shigefumi Hino. Basically, he'd been challenged by Miyamoto to come up with his own project.
A challenger approaches.
Yes, he started. I think he started the company. Basically, the way, I guess, at least at the time that Nintendo worked, is you get hired as a designer. You start kind of just doing art assets, and eventually you're expected to take the lead and put together your own project. So, one day Miyamoto came up to him and was like, hey, when are you going to do your own project? So he's like, oh, I guess I should get on that. So, he's sitting there, he's like, you know what? I kind of feel, he felt like Super Mario World had pretty much taken the platformer as far as it could. Because, that's really it's a big, impactful game. And
come to find out, indie developers several years later would find more ways to actually bring the 2D platformer even further.
Yeah, but they thought, like, what else can you do besides scrolling, jumping? At least with Mario.
Well, yeah.
At least in the Mario template. So
and yet we still get 2D Mario games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're still fun. So.
Oh, yeah, I know. Just so happened.
But he figured, if we change to Yoshi, that gives us some new possibilities.
You can eat your enemies and poop them out as eggs.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the main mechanic of this game. So.
Indeed. And then throw your unborn children.
Yeah. Early on, he started talking with Takashi Tezuka, who is, of course, also one of the main people behind the Mario series. Miyamoto tends to be the public face, but like right from the start, Miyamoto and Tezuka were working together on the series. So he starts talking to Tezuka to kind of figure things out, and he's with Yoshi, a lot for ideas like, okay, we can have like this flutter jump where you can kind of hold the button down, and Yoshi gets a little extra air, and you have ways to like recover after bumping into an enemy, which is more friendly for beginners. So they actually were thinking about doing the game with CG because Donkey Kong Country come out about like a year and a half before this did. But the game was already too far along to put in the CG visuals, so they were like, you know what, let's go in the opposite direction. And this game actually has like a super hand-drawn look, which was, I guess, a big part of that was Hisashi Nogami. He joined the company shortly before the release of Donkey Kong Country. Yoshi's Island was actually his first project, and the art that he drew was a big part of how the final art style ended up.
It's interesting how much an art style can really, like, impact the popularity of a game, though. Because I remember like the first Borderlands.
Yeah.
I remember first seeing that in Game Informer when people read magazines. And it was this like realistic looking game. And then they were like, you know what? Cell shading. And suddenly it just is completely off the rails, completely different, has its own identity, blew up.
Yeah. It's interesting because at the time the Donkey Kong Country came out, there's like pre-rendered visuals. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. You're like,
whoa. I mean, nowadays, I don't think it doesn't necessarily age super well, but everything's kind of like plasticky and such. But you know, at the time, you're like, wow, what amazing detail in a 16-bit game.
Because at the time, that was the best way to get detail.
It was a whole smoke and mirrors thing. There were people like, wow. Nintendo was trying to be like, what? You don't need those new 3D consoles. Look what we can do on your Super Nintendo you already own. And
who needs polygons?
It seems ridiculous now, but back then people were freaking out about how good Donkey Kong Country looked.
No. I mean, it does sometimes mess with my head that, like, oh yeah, Donkey Kong Country's an SNES game.
Yeah.
I usually think of it as like an N64 game.
No.
But no.
No, it's like pre-rendered 2D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though anyhow, we talk about Yoshi's Island having the hand-drawn look, but actually, the the way they had to do it is they actually had to go in and plot it out pixel by pixel.
Nice.
So it was actually really time-consuming to do the art for Yoshi's Island.
Nice.
It took a lot of work. So this game was actually in development for a decent amount of time. It was like around around the middle of development. It was basically just Hino Nogami and one other designer by themselves with like an external company like doing programming support. Because, Miyamoto, Tezuka, other Mario veterans were like, yeah, we kind of got to get the Super Mario 64 ready.
Yeah.
This is why...
that was kind of a whole thing.
Yeah, this is why some people maybe why some people did miss Yoshi's Island, because it was actually really late.
Like how
Super Nintendo release and N64 was out, so...
Like how people missed Okami.
Yeah.
Because it was a late PS2 release, and you should go play it.
It may have been overshadowed. I mean, I don't know, because, again, I had a Nintendo Power subscription at the time. So I was reading plenty of other video game magazines, too. So I saw a lot of advertising for it. But I don't know. But anyhow, so they got pulled away, and they were, the senior members, they were all working on Mario 64, so these guys were plugging away by themselves. But, toward the end of development, they saw that, hey, the game's shaping up pretty well, So, like, the Mario World director, Hideki Kano, and Miyamoto Tezuka actually came in and, like, let's help you guys polish this up, because this is going to be a really good release.
Mm-hmm.
So they all came in and helped it out. So, altogether, the game spent almost 4 years in development.
Damn.
Yeah, so...
That's more than a human spends in development.
It is. That's usually about 9 months.
Yeah.
But
sometimes their character development just is... It should take more than 4 years, but it doesn't.
Yeah. And just one less interesting thing about this game. And of course, we talk about how it is a very 2D hand-drawn looking game, but the game does actually use the Super FX chip too.
Whoa.
And people who don't already know, or perhaps you remember this from our Star Fox episode. Of course, the Super FX chip was designed to push 3D polygons on the Super Nintendo. But here they actually, there is some polygon stuff, but they use it for a lot to enhance the Super Nintendo's ability to do scaling and rotation. Like the Super Nintendo can scale and rotate a background layer, but it can't do it with sprites. So with the Super FX, actually,
however, you can do that in real life by getting a can of Sprite.
Yes, exactly.
And putting it on a scale, turning it.
There you go. But with the Super FX 2 chip, they can do it with math. So.
Why do anything with math?
Well, that's how computers work. They do everything with math.
They're magic, okay?
No, it's actually doing math really fast.
No, it's magic.
Yeah, no, math.
It's magic.
Super math. I program computers. I can assure you.
It's magic. Yeah, so despite being this 2D focused game, this is the first game to use the Super FX 2. It was originally going to use the original Super FX. They switched to the Super FX 2 late in development. And again,
enables things like sprite scaling and rotation, which the Super Nintendo can't do by itself. A lot of people were clever with the background rotation. Like, easy example is the end of Super Mario World. You know, the Bowser fight.
No,
You don't know, but people who have a Super Nintendo will probably know because that was packed in for most of the system's life. But the final fight with Bowser, he's in this flying clown car. He comes in and out of the background, and it's very impressive. But what you will notice is like the background is like plain black. That's because Bowser is actually, when he's zooming in and out, he's a background layer that the Super Nintendo is using Mode 7 to scale and rotate. And a lot of games will use that trick to, like the boss will actually be a background layer. Because, again, the Super Nintendo can't do that with sprites. But with the Super
but
FX...
can it do it with Coke?
That's good. That you saved me from making a joke that we should make on a family-friendly show. But, yeah,
Please, have you seen recent episodes of SpongeBob? I saw some weird stuff posted online.
But with the Super effects to do all the math, then it can scale and rotate the sprite. So there's some interesting 2D effects that they use this 3D focus chip to do. So that's neat, and I think we should go ahead and play the game and see that.
Whoa!
Yes. Yoshi. So if we look closely at this intro, you can see it's actually CG. So I'm wondering if this is what became of their plans to use CG in the game. They ended up using it for the intro.
I don't know, man. I didn't make it.
Yeah. So we got this nice intro.
Screech.
You notice you get music box music playing, and it actually pretends it's a music box. It will actually wind down toward the middle of the intro, and they have to wind it up again and start it. So that's fun attention to detail. I like that. So this basically tells us the story of the game, which is that Mario and Luigi are being delivered by the stork, and Kamek the Magic Koopa attempts to kidnap them, but he only gets Luigi. Baby Mario lands on Yoshi's Island. And this is a neat intro, but it's actually kind of long, so I'm going to go ahead and skip the rest of it.
Look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah. So yes, I just said Yoshi's Island, but at least here in the US they did brand it as Super Mario World 2. Alright, so I think this file had everything unlocked, so we'll do this because you can replay stuff as much as you like. I mean, we're going to go to World 1 because this is actually Ian's copy of the game. I haven't played it a lot.
And I haven't played it either.
Yeah, so
It was given to me.
we'll just check it out to get an idea.
By
of
some
the basic
family
info.
I'm actually going to see soon.
Oh, there you go.
In a few weeks I'm going to Florida.
Oh. Yeah, so, of course, Yoshi can jump around, but he can also eat things with his tongue. I know he kind of gets the thing where he starts running like this. I kind of wanted to check and see. No. Looks like you do not run by holding the Y button down. So that's good to know. We got little tutorial blocks. They tell you how to do things. I'm just going to kind of skip by this because I already know this. So you got this targeting reticle.
You totally missed.
I did. It's fine. I'll hit this guy.
Piranha Plant.
Yep.
An
Yes.
interesting character to play as in Smash.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I still can't afford a Switch.
Ian has all the characters in Smash.
Good work. And this is more stuff that I already know.
Well, I haven't bought the Content Pass yet, or the Fighter's Pass,
Right.
but
Yeah, so this is, showing you how you can unlock secrets. I see also the red stars. Or the red coins, I'm sorry. Oh, did that guy leave? Well, that's awkward. That's fine. We're not going to worry about getting absolutely everything because that takes a while.
To think Mario pays Yoshi back by throwing him into pits constantly.
Yes. Another fun fact is they kind of put this on the DL once they think, you know what, this wasn't a good idea. But the original animation in Mario World is Mario punching him.
Punches him in the head.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
like,
how he makes him shoot his tongue out.
Yep. It's just like that. That's kind of mean. And we can roll over these guys.
It's rock and roll.
Yes. Oh. Nice. So I got these things. I'm trying to remember what these points do for me.
Them's the coins, baby.
Yeah, so I should have been jumping and grabbing these coins, but that's okay. Actually, yeah, there we go. Show off the flutter jump a little.
Ow.
And let's grab a few more.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Yes.
Do you get It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia references?
No, I did not watch it. So here's a fun, another fun detail. If you look closely, you see this this coin that's right above me. It's slightly red tinged.
If you say so.
Now you can tell,
Yeah, kind of.
but that's how you know it's secretly a red coin.
That's how you know it's secretly a communist.
Yes, but they don't need money because they're communists. You know, you collect these flowers, and basically getting all these secrets will allow you to unlock stuff. I'm not going to worry about getting, I'm not going to worry about getting absolutely everything because we only have so much time, but...
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day.
Exactly.
But it's a Friday. Fridays aren't dull. At least they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, home again. I like to get there when I can.
When I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones by the fire.
Yes. Say, yes, I understood that reference.
Actually, technically, that's not even part of the song. Technically, that's Breed reprise. Because it actually,
Yeah.
on the record, it labels it as two different songs, but on the CD, they've always been played together because they run so closely into each other.
Right.
Granted, most of their songs and their concept albums do that.
Yep.
Some fun Pink Floyd facts.
Yeah,
for
now I
people.
remember. So the star points are actually. Ooh, that was a little dangerous. Can I get at the top? Yes, no. Oh, no. Oh, well.
Now they have to murder Yoshi.
Yeah. But now I remember, what the star points get me is that's the countdown for how long you get to retrieve Mario. When you get hit, Mario floats away in a bubble, and you have until the timer counts down to collect him.
So it's like health.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's like, it's a timer, so...
So it's like health. Because when it runs out, you die.
Yes, but you don't lose it when you get hit. It's just like you get hit and you have until the timer finishes counting down to collect Mario.
Yeah. So you lose it when you get hit.
Okay, well, anyhow, next up, let's check out a boss stage. We'll fight the first. I guess he's a mini boss, but we'll fight this guy, Bert the Bashful. That looks interesting. Let's see if I can get this straight up. Nope. Okay, never mind. Gotta be careful here because I think some of these fall. Get some coins. Get some eggs. I ate the coin. Yes,
Fun. It just here's a fun Pink Floyd fact for you on just the talk of songs running together. The song everybody knows, we don't need no education. Well, that's always played as two songs. That's The Happiest Days of Our Lives, which is the part where it talks about, when we grew up and went to school, there were certain teachers who would hurt the children any way they could. And then it switches over to another Brick in the Wall part 2, which is the part with We Don't Need No Education.
Right.
So it's actually two songs.
This looks suspicious. Aha. I found a secret.
It's always fun when one's inherent knowledge of a genre of video games ends up helping you.
Yeah, this is nice. I didn't find it last time I played this game. I just got to skip a whole bunch of stuff.
Like, I've never played much for Mario games in general, but I've played a lot of 3D platformers, and I was at a friend's house playing Super Mario Odyssey. And I was finding more secrets than they did. They're like, how are you finding all this stuff? And
Genre knowledge.
Yeah, I've played so many 3D platformers, I just kind of know. I just, know what to look for. You see a crack in a wall while all the other bricks around it are okay. Well, there's probably a secret.
Right. Alright, so I'm pretty sure there's a big fire monster I want to watch out for here. Yeah.
Like half the time, if you're in a 3D platformer or any kind of 3D adventure game, and you see a dark area with like nailed boards covering it, there's a solid chance you can break those boards and get past it.
I'm gonna try and get that.
I'm almost disappointed when there's nothing beyond a waterfall in a video game. I was just recently replaying Fable 2, actually, and
wow,
you can get to what's called Lionhead Island.
Yes, which is of course named after the studio.
Yes. And there's an area with like 3 waterfalls, and I'm like, though, there's got to be something behind one of these.
Right.
Sure enough, there's a chest behind one. Even I was playing one of the new Tomb Raiders, and I was like, waterfall. Go behind the waterfall.
Come on. Alright, that's probably enough. I gotta be careful here because I know there's a big guy.
Like that guy?
Yes, and he is dangerous because, yes, I'll start from the middle ring. He can make you fall right in that lava.
Insta-kill.
Exactly. The lava will kill you instantly.
It usually does.
Yes. Normally I would have had time to collect Mario and escape, but let's see. Yes. So it depends on what. If I hit the right block, the eggs will come out to the left, or hit the right corner of the block, I should say. What I should do is not worry about secrets and just
Run to the hills.
just move so I don't get hit by that guy. But
Run
I can at least
for your
do that.
lives.
Nope. Come on. There we go. I wanted that flower. It was right there. It's right there.
It's right there.
It's just right there. How can I ignore it when it's just right there?
Honestly, when it's right there.
Alright, let's...
Oh no!
Ah, well, Interesting.
There's an egg block, so you probably can only break it with eggs.
There it goes. Yeah, I guess I just didn't hit it in quite the right spot.
Run,
Oh, boy.
I can see his eyebrows.
Which is actually fun.
That's how you know Peter Capaldi's chasing you. You can see the eyebrows.
Right.
Look at these things. Look at these eyebrows. They're attack eyebrows. You could take the top of a bottle with these.
Yeah, so I can't lick these guys. I have to hit them.
Things that would not sound normal out of context.
I don't know if I want to bother going in that door. I'm not going to do it. Though you were talking about Pink Floyd, so I didn't get to mention it. People may have noticed earlier there were the boards falling over, or the background object was falling over. That's an example of one of the things done with the FX chip.
Ah.
Those are actually like 3D objects, like polygon objects. So we'll see if I can beat this guy without getting hit, but we're probably going to get a demonstration of what happens when Yoshi gets hit here. Oh, he had invincibility. That was a waste.
Like when you just missed?
Yep, see, so there you go, this happens, and you get the super annoying crying.
It's an eggplant.
Yep. Yes, that is a fun pun. Give me some eggs.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I guess I gotta wait till he stops flashing.
Are you not
But
having a
speaking of
shell of
flashing-
good time?
You notice that as I hit him, his pants start to fall down.
I didn't know he was into that.
So, you actually defeat this boss by pantsing him. And he
You
gets
defeat-
embarrassed and runs away. So that's fun. There you go. That went much better than the last time I played this. Also, I was, if I were playing this by myself for fun, I would be trying to get everything. And I figured people didn't really want to watch that. Alright, so we have some time, so I want to do at least one more stage. I want to see, this is, if I'm remembering correctly, this is the infamous touch fuzzy get dizzy. Yes. So,
Blah.
yeah, little pill bugs here. That's fun. So toward the latter half of the stage, there are
Boing.
objects you have to avoid.
Boing.
That if you touch this fuzz, you get this. Oh boy. Get this effect where.
Ow.
Dang. Oh no! Needs more eggs.
That would be excellent.
Yes. I'm not yoking. A little too fast there, but I think. Avoid these guys because I don't seem to be able to damage them. Interesting. I'm not actually sure what the flashing egg does.
Maybe it just shows that it's not part of your egg gang yet.
Ah. I don't think so because it's still. Oof. You
Womp.
didn't even see that guy. He's blending in with the background. Oh. Apparently I can't kill those guys.
You might be able to eat them.
No, I tried.
Oh my god, do I try?
Yes, exactly.
Try all the time. In this institution.
Come on. I don't want to spend a bunch of time getting more eggs. That's boring to watch. Whatever, let's move on. I mean, I'm sure there's some way to get a key to unlock that door, but I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, so these are the fuzzies. I'm actually going to try to avoid these because it's pretty awkward if you hit them, but
Uh-huh.
I'm probably not going to be able to avoid them all. And it's a pretty crazy effect. Yep, yeah, there he goes. So now Yoshi is dizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dizzy. Okay.
Yes, dizzy.
Okay.
I don't know what you think would possibly be happening in a Nintendo game.
I don't know. You know, they do
I
eat
mean-
a lot of mushrooms.
You stepped on my joke. That's where I was gonna. Wow.
And there's some seeking of dragons. So Yoshi's technically a dragon.
I mean, I guess. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I ate the fuzzy. That will have the same effect.
I love the music change.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, so this is a really cool effect, but it actually makes it really difficult to play the game. I imagine this is one of the things that you can. That was interesting. That you can do thanks to the FX chip. Oh, I lost one.
Possibly.
That's just background detail. Okay.
Question is, if you touch a fuzzy in real life, does it equal this out, or does it get worse?
I don't know, man. I feel like it would be Okay, let's see. What did I get this time? Again? That's disappointing. You okay?
These fell off my head.
Exciting.
What's it? Put my head back, and then it just like...
Oh, I found all the flowers, though. That's nice.
Flower power!
Yeah, so that's pretty good. We do have a little time left.
A skosh.
Perhaps I should challenge one of these extra stages. So, of course, as we mentioned, this is Ian's copy of the game. The previous owner clearly spent a lot of time on it because they have unlocked everything. So basically, if
It
you
was
find
the 90s. You had to get the most out of your games
Yep.
back then.
oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure I would have tried to if I were
It was an Xbox Game Pass.
if I owned this at the time. But these basically finding all the secrets will unlock these two extra stages, which are apparently much more difficult than their standard stages. But I guess I will attempt extra one since we have a little time left.
I mean, if you say so. Pookie?
Poochie ain't stupid, huh? Sure.
Oh my stars.
I thought Poochie died. Oh no, it's another scrolling stage. I thought Poochie died on the way back to his home planet.
Lava dog.
Oh, I missed one. Oh. What? Well.
Apparently, you're supposed to get the lava dog to come back with you.
Yeah, no. Let's try bonus one instead. Because that looks like it's going to be super annoying. Oh, okay, this is a bonus game. Well, actually, I'm glad I looked at this then.
What's this, memory?
Yeah, could be. Let's see. Yeah, looks like. Let's try this one. Oh, wow. I hit comic immediately.
Immediately.
That's
You
fantastic.
got whammied.
I did. All right. All right, well, that's pretty good luck. Before we quit, though, let's look at the score thing. Let's just show us. So, wow. Yeah. Whoever gave you this game spent a lot of time on it because they have gotten everything and everything. That's pretty impressive.
Diggity dang.
Yep. So there you go. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I could play some more stages, but you know, it's.
Just
I think you get the idea. There we have it. Really. Oh, that was fun. Okay, fun polished platformer.
Yeah.
He's got that Nintendo polish. inventive, creative. I mean, we only looked at the first world, and there's what were there 6 worlds, I think, something like that. I forgot how many tabs there were. And the whole game's got fun little subtle 3D effects.
Yeah.
So they kind of blend in. The art's very nice.
It gets all wibbly wobbly.
It controls very well. I mean, really, it's about what you expect from a Nintendo platformer, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, they spent like 4 years in the game, polished it very well. Easy recommendation.
Yeah.
It's
Nintendo can make a game.
They know what they're doing. They knew what they were doing back then too.
Yep.
It's a great game. I mean, the only problem with the game is the availability.
Yeah.
Aside from finding yourself an original cartridge, which again we were lucky enough that Ian was given a copy. I'd been looking out for it at stores because I wanted to own it because I never owned the game and I wanted to play it just because great reputation.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to find a copy. And I think if I did, it would probably be like, $30, $40.
Oof.
Which is, I mean, not that it's not worth it. It's just, money's tight.
I don't even usually pay that on modern games.
Yeah.
Unless it's something I gotta get like at launch.
I mean, part of why I kept on buying retro games was like in the mid 2000s, somebody wanted this stuff. I'm like, I was getting all kinds of great games for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
I paid $2 for Saturn Bomberman. Whoa! Like I got so many bunch of great NES games, I paid like $5, $10 for.
Damn.
I was getting this stuff super cheap, and it's like these are all great games. You guys are missing out. You think it's worthless because it's old.
Yeah, and then everyone went, "Dang it, we shouldn't have sold our old games."
And now everything's super. Now, like people are charging like $30 for Contra, which they made millions of copies of.
And they're like, I just want to play old games because all the new ones are filled with microtransactions.
Yeah. I actually kind of feel like that sometimes. I'm just going to go back and play all the old games I already own.
I actually couldn't finish playing Assassin's Creed Origins because the level scaling eventually just jumped, so you had to either grind ridiculously or it would say, or you could spend money. And I'm like, wow, way to be a jerk about it.
Yeah, it's bad. But as I was saying, you can find the original cart, which may be a little expensive because, again, the game has a good reputation. It's from Nintendo. I'm not sure how many copies were pressed since it was a late release.
4.
Yeah, I don't know if it got a good amount of copies made. But the only other, at least as of this recording, the only other way you can get it is on the SNES Classic, which not super easy to find if you don't already have it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can actually find some used in GameStop sometimes.
They put a decent amount of them out. So if you bought it when it came out, or I should say you were able to get it while it was on the market, but Nintendo stopped making them. So if you haven't bought them already, it may be getting hard.
It might.
That said, if you did already buy it, congratulations. You already own this game. It's really good. You should play it.
Then again, who knows? It could come to the Switch online service too.
It could.
Because they're going to, from what we know, they're going to start dipping into SNES stuff.
Possibly. I mean, I feel like this is going to be another
Kirby's
situation
Adventure on it.
where, like between me getting the episode all edited and uploaded and it actually going live on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be like the day before.
Everyone will know and it will sound stupid. Like like our videos where we're talking about NX after Switch had launched.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry guys, we do this ahead of time.
Yep.
We're not in a position where we can just meet up every week and shoot the show and have it done the week before we put it out.
I could say something that would really specifically date like a time frame to when we're shooting this.
Yeah, stop doing that because you do it all the time.
But this is weirdly specific.
We have an episode
hilarious.
that came out after that new Muppet Show was canceled, where you talk about there being a new episode that week. So the season you were talking about had already aired, and the show had been canceled. And you're like, oh, there's a new Muppet Show this week. I'm like, great job, Ian. You've dated the episode. It's almost as bad as like when a movie hasn't come out and you're like, hey, what about that movie that we've obviously already seen? Like,
I'll hold it back.
stop doing that. Drive me crazy. Anyhow, yes, we had to shoot this ahead of time, so by the time that you are able to watch it, you may already be able to download Yoshi's Island on your Switch.
Viewers in the future.
And if that's the case, again, you should get on that.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
They added Kirby's Adventure, which makes me happy.
They did, yes. Which we played.
Did we?
Yes. You didn't like it as much as the Game Boy Advance one.
Oh, yeah, because the Game Boy Advance one was just,
It's a remake, so they were able to.
Plus, it had the hats.
They had the hats.
Didn't have the hats in the original.
Well, they were already pushing the NES with what they had.
Oh, I know. Just the hats are amazing.
That game is actually really technically impressive.
Oh, it is. It's just that.
I don't know. They refined it for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game Boy Advance, I should say. They had more powerful hardware. They had a lot of other Kirby games to be like, you know what, this is a good idea. Let's bring this back to Kirby's Adventure.
But it was all about the hats, man.
But Kirby's Adventure is still really good. So if you have the Switch and you have Nintendo's Online, that's another game we can recommend.
Yeah.
It's a good one. But yes, I mean, again, we don't have much to say because are you surprised that this is a good game? Really? 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 I don't think you are. Didn't bet you see?
I don't know.
Do you even get that reference? Have you ever watched 60s Batman?
No.
Okay. He had this dance like the Batusi is doing this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that as a GIF.
I would not be surprised. It's one of the many goofy things in that show, which is, of course, why
The
I love
entire
60s
show
Batman.
was goofy.
Yes, exactly. It was a lot of fun. Very campy. I enjoyed it. In reruns because I'm not that old. Thank you.
But anyway.
Yes, not even Alex is that old, and he can't come to the shoots anymore, which makes me sad.
I can barely come to the shoots.
Yeah. It'd be awkward if you didn't, because I'd be like, hey, oh.
When you work till 3 a.m., sometimes later.
But anywho, really, I mean, did we even read? I don't think we even really needed to wrap up because you knew this game was going to be good. But you got to see us play it, and I didn't die 50 times, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to edit out me dying 50 times. I actually only died once. That's not me cutting stuff. You can watch the number of lives and things and make sure it matches up if you don't believe me. So we had fun. I just wanted to play Yoshi's Island because I don't own a copy. And it's a really good game.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do that. It's just like, you know what? I want to play this game. And you probably already know all about it, but it's an excuse for me to play it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyhow, if you enjoyed us binging and purging in Yoshi's Island, make sure you give this episode a like. If you want to catch future episodes in which we may play other characters which eat things, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I've been Dan Mastriani. You can catch me on Twitter at NewTechCola.
I'm Ian Butterfield. You can catch me on Twitter at ENG Butterfield. You can find the show at RetroGamesCNCT, Facebook.com/RetroGameConnect, and RetroGameConnect.tumblr.com. Let us know what you've thought of the games we played. Let us know if there are any games you'd like us to play. We can get our hands on them. We might just play them, or we might just turn them into eggs.
But most importantly, make sure you join us next time on Retro Game Connect.
Knob.